Hello, my name is Manoj Kumar and I am a science graduate and of course National School of Drama Art of student MSc. Since then I have been evolving with acting skills nationally or internationally, associated with so many skilled personalities and institutions. I was associated with News Nation, and right now I am directing crime show for News Nation and running my own theatre group by the name of Fourth Wall Arts and Entertainment Society. Last year I was invited over here to direct a play, Inspector Mata King Chandpar, and since then I have been associated with Mass Comm and Journalism Department and Cinema Department, teaching acting. So I have got something to discuss with you. Not digital presentation, I have manual presentation. क्योंकि अगर हमारे कुछ हाथ पैर ना चले तो एक्टिंग में मजा नहीं आता. तो थोड़ा सा मैं आपके साथ डिस्कस करना चाहता हूँ. मुझे whatever syllabus is given to me, मैं एक मेथड के हिसाब से काम करता हूँ, वो मैं आपको एक ट्रायंगल के थ्रू कन्वे करता हूँ. Since I'm gonna talk about acting, so I'll use mixed language, Hindi और English. मेरा मेथड है कैरेक्टर, एक्टर, कैरेक्टर. जब मेरे पास कोई किसी इंस्टीट्यूट में स्टूडेंट आता है तो वो मेरे लिए कैरेक्टर होता है. 16-17 साल की एज होती है, उसका एक कैरेक्टर डेवलप हो चुका होता है. ठीक है, मैच्योर नहीं होता है लेकिन एक डेवलप हो चुका होता है. उसको सबसे पहले मैं आइडेंटिफाई करवाता हूँ उसके सेल्फ का, उसका कैरेक्टर क्या है, थ्रू उसके खड़े होने के अंदाज से, उसके बोलने से, उसके कॉस्ट्यूम से हमें बहुत सारी चीजें पता चलती हैं उसके सेल्फ के बारे में. उसकी कुछ एक्सरसाइज कराता हूँ. देन आई मूव ऑन टू एक्टर. उसके कैरेक्टर को मैं आइडेंटिफाई करा के डिसॉल्व कराता हूँ, उसको न्यूट्रलाइज करता हूँ, न्यूट्रल करता हूँ. क्योंकि आगे मुझे उसके एक्टर में कैरेक्टर डेवलप करना है, तो मुझे उसको पानी की तरह बनाना पड़ेगा. पानी में मैं कोई भी रंग मिलाऊंगा तभी वो कैरेक्टर बनेगा. तो मुझे उसके सेल्फ को आइडेंटिफाई कराकर उसको न्यूट्रलाइज करना है, उसको यूनिवर्सल वैल्यू में खड़ा करना है एज एन एक्टर. उसके लिए स्टेनिस्लावस्की का मैं एन एक्टर प्रिपेयर्स यूज करता हूँ. एक एक्टर को किस तरह से खड़ा होना चाहिए जो उसको यूनिवर्सल वैल्यू दे, कैसे बोलना चाहिए, कैसे उसको वॉइस पर कमांड होना चाहिए, कैसे स्पीच पर कमांड होना चाहिए, कैसे बॉडी पर कमांड होना चाहिए, वो एन एक्टर प्रिपेयर्स के थ्रू मैं उसको समझाता हूं. देन आई मूव ऑन टू स्टेनिस्लावस्की का सेकंड फेज, बिल्डिंग ए कैरेक्टर. बिल्डिंग ए कैरेक्टर में स्टेनिस्लावस्की बहुत सारी चीजें बोलते हैं. ही टॉक्स अबाउट इमेजिनेशन, ही टॉक्स अबाउट ऑब्जर्वेशन, ही टॉक्स अबाउट इनर सेल्फ, he talks about magic. बहुत सारे टूल्स, ऑपरेटर्स होते हैं उनके पास, बहुत सारे मेथड्स होते हैं, टेक्निक होते हैं, जिसको उसको बताया जाता है कि इस कैरेक्टर को आपको पोर्ट्रेट करना है. फिर वो कैरेक्टर करने के बाद बैक टू एक्टर बनना है. एक कैरेक्टर प्ले करने के बाद आपको वापस एक्टर बनना है. ये नहीं कि अपनी आम जिंदगी में भी फिर कैरेक्टर बने घूम रहे हैं. ये बहुत एक्टर्स के साथ होता है. वो इतनी डेप्थ में चले जाते हैं जिसको हम आजकल बॉलीवुड में काफी आपने सुना होगा, स्विच ऑन स्विच ऑफ ऐसा कुछ बोलते हैं. उसका मतलब ये है कि कैरेक्टर कीजिए एंड देन कम बैक टू अपने सेल्फ में जो एक्टर आपको बताया गया. तो ये थ्योरी मैं हमेशा सिलेबस के अकॉर्डिंगली यूज करता हूं. और मोस्ट ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशन इन द वर्ल्ड ये कैरेक्टर पर काम करते हैं, सीधे टेक्निक्स पर काम करते हैं, ऑपरेटर्स पर काम करते हैं, टूल्स पर काम करते हैं, जिससे एक एक्टर को थोड़ा बोझ महसूस होता है, बोरिंग महसूस होता है। जब तक कि आप उसके सेल्फ को आइडेंटिफाई ना करें और उसको एक एक्टर में डेवलप ना करें, वो कैरेक्टर कभी भी अच्छा कर नहीं पाएगा। ये मैं टेक्निक यूज करता हूँ।
और सर, क्योंकि थिएटर के भी बच्चे इंटरेस्टेड होते हैं और थिएटर के लिए और फिल्म के लिए भी, कैसे आप बता पाते हैं कि थिएटर की एक्टिंग डिफरेंट है फिल्म की एक्टिंग से?
जी, मैंने उस पर लास्ट 4 महीने में जितना मुझे समय मिला उसमें मैंने उनको काफ़ी बताया, क्योंकि मीडियम के हिसाब से अकॉर्डिंगली हमें यूज करना पड़ता है चीज़ों को, चाहे वो बॉडी हो।
डिफरेंस क्या है एक्टिंग में?
स्पीच का डिफरेंस है, बॉडी का डिफरेंस है, बाकी तो टेक्निकल डिफरेंस है ही है। तो उसमें अकॉर्डिंगली उसमें हम कैसे यूज करते हैं दोनों मीडियम में, वो सब चीजें मैंने उनको कराई।
थैंक यू सर।
Good afternoon everyone. Myself is Tina Zan. I have 10 years experience in the interior designing field. I work with the Reebok, Sony Ericsson, Sony and multi-brands, and I work with the exhibition designing also. And right now presently I am teaching in Design Innovation Academy as a faculty. So I started with the interior design studio. In interior design studio we have the topics kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, living room, kids, recreational areas and many more. So I started with the kitchen area. Kitchen, the most important part of the house, especially for the women who are spending their most of the time at there. So there are certain points we have to keep in our mind while designing the kitchen. One is stove, sink and the refrigerators and the ergonomic sizes and the walking space, safety point of views like ventilation or proper ventilations, lighting systems, flooring, wall, ceiling and wall panelings. And then work triangle. What is work triangle? Work triangle is in between of the sink, stove and the refrigerator. The bed area should be far away from the entrance. Anybody can enter and just live if it is placed nearby the entrance. Refrigerator and the oven area, the electrical points should be kept away from the bed area. And the stove, it should be center of the kitchen, because the person whom they are working here, they can move anywhere. And the overhead storages. The overhead storages should be 13 inches depth. Nowadays people are using 15 inches. That is wrong, because if we are working, the shadow, suppose this is the earth slab, the countertop, and we are working, the lighting is throwing the shadow. ऊपर ओवरहेड कैबिनेट जितना आपका बाहर होगा, शैडो आपका उतना ज्यादा रोल करेगा काउंटर पे. सो इट इज डिस्टर्बिंग अस टू प्रिपेयरिंग एनीथिंग. Material. Nowadays we have so much technology. So because of the help of this technology, we have lots of material in the market. Wood, plywoods, commercial boards, UPVC, metal, aluminium. So kitchen can be made through with this material. How we decided what kind of material we have to choose it? It is depend totally on the client and the requirements. Interior design now not for the elite people also. Nowadays middle class is calling the interior designer a lot because of the space management. We have a lesser space in the middle class people. So because of the space less, we have to manage the entire things. So for that we can use the commercial board, 1 mm pasted laminate, inside 8 mm pasted laminate, baskets, modular baskets, So with the help of the hardware like hinges and telescopic channels, handles, we have the very trendy, very creative, very beautiful handles. Those are showing the client taste. Suppose I like the very simple and sober things. So I use these sleek, very straight line handles, and I love very trendy, very. So I use a double combination of the material, like the handles who's making with the wooden part and the steel part. It is called trendy. Cabinets opening. Overhead cabinet opening, it should not be more than 15 inches or the 12 inches. And the below storage, the below cabinets door opening should not be more than 18 inches. If we want more wider, so what we can do double opening shutters, 18 inches plus 18 inches. And we have to plan some drawers also to keep our plates, to keep our bowls. So we can categorize these height into 3 parts: the smaller, then bigger, then the bigger of the two. What is work triangle? Work triangle, basically it should not be more than 10 feet or it should not be more than 26 feet. If your kitchen triangle is in 20 feet, it means that is the best kitchen, that is the good kitchen. And it is lesser than the 10 feet, it means there is some error in going in your planning. Living room. What is living room? Living room, basically it's called entertainment area, where our guests, friends are coming and to sit there and enjoy the LCDs, and the conversations. So this is the planned living room area. There is an entrance, L-shaped sofa. We have a very different kind of sofas: L-shaped, single-seater, 2-seater, 3-seater. Here I am used the L-shaped with the poofy. Right.
Neha, now I would like to put some questions.
Yes, sir.
What is the objective behind kitchen design?
Basically, sir, for the nowadays what we are suffering, the ventilation, the proper light system, and the walking space. Ventilation,
Safety,
safety,
comfort,
safety.
ease of the operation. These are the three regions for which kitchen is being designed.
Right, sir.
So your answers will be very specific.
Okay.
Neha, we have seen, I hope you've seen the classic style of making a kitchen which had a door. And nowadays we have open kitchen. Which one do you suggest to your clients and why?
As for the India people and the way we are cooking, the way we are using the lots of oils, so I prefer the closed kitchen, because when the person sitting outside of the kitchen, it will not disturb, because open kitchen, when we are using the open kitchen, no doubt it is looking very good when we are planning the open kitchen. But again, when I am talking about the ventilation, the fume, the smoke, it enter into the house, so automatically it disturbs when the person especially with the children, it is matter a lot.
Okay, thank you, Neha.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Purab, and I have 8 years of experience in interior industry. After completing my schooling, I started my graduation, and along with that, I started my diploma from YMCA Institute. Wait for 2 minutes. So I did my advanced diploma from YMCA CP, and after that, I started working with the Fusion of Design. I worked with them for a couple of months. I started doing designing over there after that. and then basically started my career very through in interiors industry. So then I worked with the fusion of design firm for 3 to 4 years, and then switched it. For 2 years, and then switched it to Dhan Consultant. I was a design analyst for them, and then started managing their projects. And in the meanwhile, I also giving lectures as a guest lecturer in YMCA, from where I started my career for interior designer, from where I actually studied. So since then, I have been working as a freelancer interior designer, and also for firms, and I also have clients like Amar Jala, Central Bank of India. I have been working as a freelancer designer for them. So if we talk about interiors, there are certain things that should be kept in mind. Everything is important in interiors. Designing is definitely important, but at the same time, it is important that a person should understand what exactly the material is all about, right? So there are different materials. The basically most commonly used materials are paints that gives different type of looks to us, different shades. Each shade has a different meaning. In a smaller room, we can use lighter shades, wherein we can make the room big. We can use woods in different kinds, as the ma'am was discussing. The representative who were giving presentation before me. So they informed a few things about woods, right? So sir asked a question to one of the ma'am that what is the material that we can use instead of a wood, right? So we would not prefer metals, because metals are hardly used these days, to be very frank. So the alternative to woods or anything else is aluminium, because it is one of the material that is equivalent to wood and does not give a much more higher price costing to us as well. So it's almost the same costing. It might go from 19 to 20, but not a lot. So I'll start with the different kind of wood paints. I'll explain you a few about doors and windows as well, and then I'll show you some of my works. So there are two kind of woods that we have: hardwood and softwood, right? So hardwood and softwood have different features. Hardwood is basically from the deciduous trees, right? And the softwood is from the coniferous trees. So pine is one of the softwood, right? It has certain pros and cons. The pros are definitely it is a low cost and looks very beautiful. It is basically used for the children room. It gives you a bright texture, and it looks very attractive when it is given a certain finish in the kids' room. But the consequences of the same is, as it's a softwood, right? So it accepts the scratch and dent very easily. So after certain period of time, it might not look that good as it looked in the very beginning when it was built up. So there is another kind of wood that is cherry. It's again a hardwood, and yes, the main consequences about this wood is it is expensive. So it is definitely cost effective. And there are certain woods that we use, such as maple and oak, right? Even these are the hardwoods, and they have different features.
I would like to interfere.
Sorry, that's okay, sir.
What is the significance of light in interior design?
So light is definitely important. In today's world, we are
Because
using...
you are talking about shades, colors, etc.
Right.
What is how do you manage the lighting of a particular environment, rooms, etc. while you are looking planning for this school?
So the time we do any kind of designing, the first thing that we should keep in mind is the light factor, because we can use many artificial lights. However, the natural light is one of the major features today as well, and in the near future as well. If we talk about the light, then yes, there are different kind of windows that has been used in early stages as well. If we talk about Mughals or any ancestors' constructions, right? Light was given most important. They hardly used to have any tube lights or bulbs that they used, right? So light is definitely important, as the brightness and the beauty of a structure a natural light can give, artificial light cannot give. And on top of it, I would like to add a few things. If we talk about light, yes, artificial light is definitely not in the picture nowadays, because these days we are focusing on solar lights, solar panels, right? So that is basically once again a natural resource that is coming out of a natural resource, light, right? So, and it is not even affecting the near futures of our future generation, because the light that is converted is from the from the sunlight itself, and the best part is the cells that it has. It has silicon cells, so that does not affect or give any kind of pollution to the environment.
Can we see some of your work?
Sure, definitely. So this is the work that I recently did for Central Bank of India. So the best part that I liked about these projects was, as you were talking about the lights. So if we talk about the government structures that we have even in today's history and in the future endeavors as well, the best part they focus is on lights, right? So if you go and visit the government banks, not about the private banks, because they might go ahead and goof up on certain things. They might, if in case they don't get a proper location. But the best thing about government is they look for the best location, but they focus on the natural lights, because the one thing that that they do consider is for the old age people, because the artificial lights does get a lot of strain to eyes, but the natural light does not give that much strain to the eyes. So these are certain works that we did for Central Bank. This is the reception table. This one, I hope it's not clear. So this is basically a planter box wherein we made a box, and this is basically their design. This was the upper mica, and this is basically their trademark, the blue and the red. That's how it goes. It's for the 75 mm, and the red one is for 25 mm.
I would like to ask you something, Purab. How much we have been I have been associated with this industry for a very long time, and I've seen that interior design teacher does not focus on the design aspect, whereas they are technically, yes, very sound. And how do you feel about it, and why do you feel that design is equally important, or technical is everything, and if you know the technicals right, you are a good interior design teacher?
Well, ma'am, as I said in the very beginning, that yes, designing is important. However, a person should know that it's not only about the interior designers. However, any person should know what is basically the use of that particular material. You know, we can make different kind of material, we can do different kind of designing. However, using the right material at the right time is the job of interior designer, and that's how you can make different kind of designs. So yes, the technicality is important when you make the designs, but the first stage is you should know that what is the material you can use to make a certain design. So the material knowledge is much more important.
Also, if you are a design teacher and if you everything work well and you join us, then how much stress would you give it in terms of teaching, when you are teaching a student that design and the process should be followed rightly to achieve a particular design? I understand that you are saying material information is necessary, but would you tell them that design is, or motivate them to do a lot of design rather than just focus on the technical aspect or the material knowledge?
Ma'am, as I said before as well, yes, design and designing is definitely important, but a person should definitely know about the material first. So first, my procedure is that first I explain and make sure that the students that I am teaching should be aware about different kind of material that is available, pros and cons of that particular material, because there are certain materials that are used and they do look very beautiful after it is made to a certain structure. However, yes, at the same time they do cause different kind of harms as well in the daily routine that we should be aware of. So after the time they have a certain knowledge of a particular material. For that, yes, there are different surveys that has to be needed, and that is my procedure. So after the time they have certain knowledge of the material, then side by side, yes, we can go ahead and do the designing as well. So this is the only reason. I mean, these days you might be hearing more about solar powers and eco-friendly homes, right? But even the eco-friendly homes are not much successful because the people are not aware whether they are actually useful or not. Eco-friendly homes does not work in all weather conditions. So, they should be keeping in mind that yes, there should be a certain limitation to a level. So we should check what exactly the weather conditions are, whether it is suitable for the rainy season or the dry season or not. That is the only reason these days I'm going through certain thesis. I have a certain team, and he was once a member of this studio as well. Mr. Ashish Saxena. So he's one of my friends, and so he has even made certain eco-friendly homes. But I was personally not satisfied with that, though it looked very beautiful. But the client requirement is at the top, but at the same time we need to make them understand what exactly the pros and cons can be. It's not about spending money. Everyone can spend money, but spending the money at the right place is once again a job of an interior designer.
Alright, okay, Pura, thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Imran Alam. I'm a postgraduate in mass communication from Jamia Millia Islamia. I'm basically a freelancer, and I have done projects with BBC as an assistant producer in documentary. And since February I'm teaching here as a guest faculty also. And I've also worked with various production houses and NGOs. Today we are going to learn about elements of camera, in which we have lenses, shutter and aperture. As camera functions more like our eyes. It needs light to see, to capture image. Now there is a very simple process through which it captures the light. A camera has two main parts, the lens part and the body part. Light enters through the lens part, and then through a mirror it is reflected to the viewfinder where we see the frame, and then on deciding the frame we click the image. We click the shutter button. This is the shutter which opens up when we click the shutter button, and the image is recorded on the camera sensor. So this is the basic functioning of a DSLR. This is an animation showing the same process. As you saw, first light is reflected by a mirror to the pentaprism, the viewfinder, where we see the frame, and once we have decided the frame and we click the shutter button, the mirror goes up and the shutter removes. So basically there are two major physical components that controls the amount of light entering the camera.
Okay, Imran, we have few questions. First, mise-en-scene, a word which is very holy word or the religious word for we film professionals or film teachers, scholars. What do you understand by mise-en-scene, and how camera is related to mise-en-scene?
Mise-en-scene is a word which comes from theatre. It literally means putting up on the stage. So in the cinema, in film, when we create a stage, for example, you can take the ballroom, the party room of the Titanic ship, where everything is perfectly arranged and the camera is moving around, showing you the space, people, and the other designs of the ship. So camera moves along with that stage or the character, and mise-en-scenes are generally used to they are helpful in establishing a space and characters.
Okay, we have a frame, right? And in the frame we have three grounds: background, middle, and foreground. How would you place three characters according to their powers in those three frames?
Well, if they are arranged in the same axis, then the most powerful one, it depends on the situation. I mean, if I want to keep my most powerful character not show so much in front of the audience, then I will keep him in the background. He is the most powerful one. He is not visible. He maybe there is less light on it. If you are playing with the light, then in that way he can be considered as the most powerful one. But size, the image size of a person also shows his dominance. So if a person is nearer to the camera, then obviously his image will be bigger on the screen. So it can be, we can relate that this person is the most powerful.
Okay, thank you so much.